Hi, welcome to another episode of Yoga Talks. This week we actually did the Ganzfeld Experiment. I'm going to explain that to you while you see the first 5 minutes of this experiment. So the Ganzfeld Experiment is traditionally or originally is designed for testing telepathy. In the yoga sphere of practicing this or using this experiment. This is also a practice in one of the 8 limbs of yoga called Pratyahara, which is sensory withdrawal. So what we're seeing here is we've got Patrick is laying down. He's got half ping pong balls on each eye that allows his eyes to stay open if he wants to. We've got these red lights blaring at him, and what you may not be able to tell is he's got headphones on, and we're playing pink noise, so it's similar to white noise. It's just a different frequency. So he's going to lay here for about 5 minutes, which gives me the time to sort of explain what we're doing. He's going to lay here for about 5 minutes, and the gal on the left, this is Heidi. They both requested to actually be the first test subjects here. So the practice here is that Patrick is going to lay here and just become relaxed and start to let his mind drift and go soft. Again, as a way of sensory withdrawal. We tried to make the room as quiet as possible. He shouldn't be able to hear too much over the pink noise in his headphones. Heidi, in a few minutes, I'm going to have her pick a manila envelope, and inside that envelope is a picture. Now, I've chosen the pictures, and so I'm sort of the weak link in the crowd. I have an idea of what she might pick, or let's say I know the pictures that are in the options. Let me put it that way. She's going to pick out the picture, and she's going to put her hand on his foot in order to let him know that from that point forward, he is going to try to determine the picture that she's holding in her hand. What you can't see off screen, there are about 4 or 5 of us sitting off to the left, and we're trying to be as quiet as possible. Heidi is then going to think about the picture that she is going to hold and try to transmit that to Patrick. The idea is that with this amount of sensory withdrawal, he will, his senses will open up and allow him to receive whatever she might be sending. Now, the picture that she's going to look at, she can try to transmit the picture, or she can try to transmit a description of the picture to him, maybe words. So depending on the way that Heidi decides to try to push this image to him, that may have some factor in this. Originally, when this experiment was done, the receivers, the people lying there, would hang out for 30 minutes. We didn't go for 30 minutes. This whole thing is probably about 20 minutes long. So he lays there, or he would lay there for 30 minutes. In the original experiment, Heidi would just get a picture and then start to transmit at any point, and he wouldn't know when she was ready. So whenever, he felt an image come to him, he would say something. I changed this up a bit because, first of all, I'm not trying to be necessarily scientific about it. What I'm trying to accomplish is a couple different things. So Pratyahara, being sensory withdrawal, one of the 8 limbs of yoga, it's a very interesting thing to try to experience. And we don't often get to experience that. Prior to starting the recording, I told everybody about an experience I had at White Lotus out in Santa Barbara. They have a room down underground that allows you to be completely, there, no lights, no sound. You have an odd concept of where you are in space. So that's that. Focus, which is dharana, is what Heidi is going to be practicing. Focus. The rest of us are trying to clear our minds and also practice a form of focus or even dhyana meditation. That's a little bit challenging, and I didn't probably guide people enough in this. So coming up here, I'm going to be giving Heidi the pictures to choose from, or the manila envelopes to choose from, and you will see Patrick start to respond almost instantly to what he's starting to think about. I also wanted to add the thing that actually got me interested in doing this at the studio is I read the book by Dean Radin called Supernormal, and this book actually goes into detail about some psi experiments, like psychic experiments that are related to some of the things that have been talked about in by the ancient yogis as things that all people have inherent in them, and they just need to practice it in order to make it grow. So anyway, enjoy.
I see a house and vines. Some type of like pear shape, almost like a fat penguin. But it might not be an animal though. That's an outline of like, I don't know if it's human. I see wings. Coconut. What? There's a light in the distance. Looks like a meteor. I see a horse. Now I see a whole bunch of lights chasing each other like in concentric circles going outwards. And just see music. See notes, quarter notes. And a house, a really tall house. Almost looks like a dojo, like Japanese architecture. a cathedral. I can feel the ocean. It's like I feel it in my body, like the waves of the ocean. I'm not in it though. Maybe it's wind. See a scan of like a body that's been like segmented. Maybe it's ribs. See cross patterns like a fence. And there's people behind that. And grass. And there's the penguin again. I don't know why I keep seeing the penguin. It's its shape, it's like a pear shape. Flames, I just saw flames. Fire. It almost looks like fire is spreading like branches. Like trees on fire. Again, maybe circles, except this time, before they were like this, but now they're like this. And it was just one big circle. I just saw, like Scruff McGruff, like the dog. I don't know if you guys know what that dog looks like. It's like a creepy dog. It was like, oh, maybe that's concentric circles. It's like, when you just shifted, I saw a line like this, and then two lines coming out like that, and it's pouring out. I'm only feeling geometry right now. I just see shapes. I don't know if it's from the artifacts and the sound, but I'm just seeing like these little box grates, almost like teeth of like a grinder thing. And a tree. Now I see a tree like a big, like a lot of foliage, and it's off in the distance on a hill. And a church again. I see a church. saw a mouth with sharp teeth, like a shark. I see an eye. It's got a heavy eyebrow, but just one eye. And now it's going into a hole, like a basket. Something sharp. A mask. Like a wooden mask. I just saw the face of a wolf. Something. I think an ice cream cone. It's like down, and it keeps getting bigger. What's that? Let's see, like a small head with like something shifting off the top of it. And now everything's starting to swirl like this.
You're not dead. Take your time coming I don't know what your vision's gonna be like, so take your time. Well, thank you again to Heidi and Patrick for offering themselves up as the first duo to practice this. I did not do a dry run before this, so they were the guinea pigs. I thought it was actually really interesting. It went really well. So this was recorded Wednesday, April 25th, and we will be doing this through the month of May during yoga talks. So that's Wednesdays, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Yoga Happiness Studio in Columbus, Ohio. So if you're around, come by. You can watch and experience this, or you can, be a receiver or a sender, and let's see what happens. Keep your mind open to anything. Don't just write it off just because we don't know what it is. Just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean it isn't a real thing. So, if you liked this, please click like, please subscribe. Just lets me know that you're watching and you're enjoying this. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments and I'll get to them as I can. Again, if you find this interesting, let me know. Have a wonderful week. Hope to see you in class. Bye, guys.